Very good morning to our esteemed viewers on Dynamic Diet, and we are so elated to have you here today. I am Folashade Famakiwa, and of course I'm not here alone. As usual, I have my colleague here.
Well, I am Nta Akure saying welcome to this week's episode of Dynamic Diet, and today as usual we're going to spice up your weekend and make it a delightful one from different segments of the program this morning, from our weekly mirror segment and to the entertainment segment. Of course, the sports segment will not be left out. And to kickstart, we are also going to have very safety and health tips segment. And
we'll be looking at safety of children in the house. You know, they are going on holiday very soon, and a very long one at that. How do you keep them safe in the house? This is packaged by Nta Akure. Let's see. It's good to know you are still here with us on Dynamic Diet. And of course, up next is the weekly mirror segment, and we'll be mirroring the challenges of women in various careers. You know, when we talk about career, it's broad, right?
Yeah, of course.
Even a sit-home mom, what do they call it? A stay-at-home mom.
You say a full housewife.
A full housewife.
Nigeria,
that is her career.
Nigeria balance.
Yes, that is her career. Right. To take care of the home, to take care of the children. That is one aspect. Then when you talk about women in career, maybe working
in the work environment, in the corporate environment.
Yes.
What
Even
are those
women in
challenges?
politics.
In politics, Nigeria. Some years ago, I heard the German chancellor, the then German chancellor, talking about how being a chancellor, she still wash at home.
Yes. Balancing
wash at home and do everything. All those ones are part of the challenges. Even though men also do so many things, but
back then women were used to taking care of the home, and now
I moved up to now. Women still do more of it.
But balancing their career,
with homes, with every other things. Even in the corporate world, in the political world, there's the world out there seems to be masculine.
And the narratives are changing. So how do they cope with, being boss over maybe 50 men?
And also being able to also still manage
the home.
There are many issues that are involved, and even economically, though women are taking over, but notwithstanding,
even in the market,
there are still challenges.
A market woman, that is her career. How does she cope with the challenges?
She stays in the market from morning till night and still has to come back and take care of one or two things. And at the end of the day, all blame still goes to her. She's the one that cannot do this. She's the one that cannot do it. And if it's success,
and the population of women, we are not utilizing it properly to get what we want.
Currently,
corridor of power.
Currently now in the constitutional review being going on, everywhere you hear women saying we want special seat for women.
So we'll be looking at all this.
Do we really need that special seat, or do we just need to say no? We are tired of being at the background. Now we want to take over.
Yes, utilize our population.
Yes, our population, our influence.
Our influence. We have a voice.
If you want to do it with men and maybe at home or whatever, you know how to get what you want, even without any fight, without quarrel. Softly. So
it's a very interesting.
So all those ones, how do we at least merge all this together and eventually the woman still get what she deserves?
All right. So we'll be going on the streets to hear people's opinion. We'll sample what they have to say about women and the challenges they face and how to tackle these challenges. Afterwards, we'll be coming back to the studio and you'll get to meet our guest on the Weekly Mirror. Stay tuned.
And the greatest problem womanhood are facing in Nigeria today is the question of culture. It's our cultural orientation, religion, belief, and basically the tradition and what people, the way we've been living our life in Nigeria before now. Nigeria is a multicultural, multi-religion state. For example, in Islam, where they believe women cannot lead worship, and some Christian denominations too, they believe that women should stay in silence. And even in our traditional religions also, there are certain provisions that women cannot officiate in certain festival or see some of the. So when all these things are put together and translated to our political setting and society, we find out that people unconsciously still respect this element of tradition, of religion, and culture that is also very seriously affecting women. But we thank God, in Nigeria today, all that is changing. Women are blazing trade everywhere. They're becoming pathfinder in politics, in economy, in artists, in all the ramifications. So we are getting out of that traditional conundrum for women, and I believe the women folk are coming out and are telling us what they can do, and they are doing very well in our society today.
Okay, one of the challenges I feel the women are facing in Nigeria today is the fact that they are underestimated. Nobody really is giving them a chance, and they are not well respected as they should. And many of them have the intellectual capacity to be at the top position and run things and make things work. I remember my mentor, the first person that trained me in administration, that really grew me. She's a woman and she did fantastically well, and she trained many of us in administrative aspects. So women should be given their flowers. They are fantastic. Apart from, it's not just being restricted to their homes. and say, okay, in the kitchen or whatever. They have a lot of role to play in the society. They are the one that develop our kids to become who they are. So why do you now push them aside? You underrate them that they can't do anything. People that have developed doctors, engineers, bigger people in the country, groom them up from childhood. Why are we not having many men as nannies? Why are we having women as nannies? Because they know how to groom children. They know how to. So they are the bedrock of our development, our growth as a country and the world entirely.
That even if men show interest, men will frustrate them. They will not allow them because they believe in Nigeria that men are second-class citizens, that they don't even have sense of governing the country or states. So I think that's what caused them to be frustrating women out of it.
With the population, what do you think they can do to push that person forward?
Well, as a woman, I believe we're supposed to support ourselves. If any woman can come out boldly to contest, even if, as my friend rightly said, that women were many in terms of population in this country more than men. If we come out en masse to support ourselves, I believe we'll do it and we'll get there one day.
What I think about women not agitating to become a governor or maybe the president is that one, most women, they don't have the boldness in politics, because I am a politician too, and you know, the men in politics, they see we women as maybe second citizen. That's the language I can put, because they thought women is for second options in most cases. But we thank God now, some women are now senators, which wasn't happening before. And I know with maybe they will organize, maybe the senators, those are the top rank of the government, they should sanitize with women to encourage and to put the boldness in us that what man can do, a woman can also do it.
Our major currency unit is the Naira, while the minor unit is the Kobo. They are both in notes and coins. The Naira is more than just a medium of exchange. It bears the images of our heroes. So, stop abusing the Naira. It is a criminal offense to spray the Naira at events. Stop stepping on the Naira. It's not your enemy. Do not squeeze, ruffle, or write on the Naira. Handling the Naira with dirty or oily hands can deface the Naira. Love the Naira as you love yourself. Be a real Nigerian. Do not abuse the Naira.
Right, thanks for joining us, and the program is still Dynamic Diet on the Nigerian Television Authority. Like we said earlier on, we'll be focusing on the challenges of women in their various careers. And you know, women are filled with potentials, but in our society I feel they are underutilized. Well, we are here to be objective in what we do, and to balance it up, we have a special guest in the house. She's the Assistant Secretary, FIDA. She's no one but Mrs. Debbie Msote Shagba.
You make progress with my name.
All right, the woman with a beautiful name. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we're looking at the challenges that women face in their various careers. Can you just enlighten us on this as a woman and as a mother?
Yes.
And as somebody that has been working with different women group.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, thank you very much for this opportunity. Generally, when questions like this are posed, I feel like answering them from a personal perspective, because I'm a woman, a career woman, a mother, a wife.
Even an entrepreneur.
Yes, an entrepreneur as well. And in my workspace, I have often seen people try to undermine me and other women. I take particular exception to it, because I'm smart, I know that. I'm hardworking, I know. You task me, I deliver. But for some weird, inexplicable reason of just being a woman, someone just comes to you and they come with the mentality that, look, she doesn't know this, she can't do this, she can't deliver on this. Intellectually, someone gives you a file in my professional job and expects that, and let's just see what she brings. Let's just see what she brings because she's a woman. In actual fact, I can identify everything wrong, every legal problem in that file. But because I'm a woman, it's just the stereotype of being a woman is thrown at you as they are giving you that file. They're sitting back to watch. Can she deliver this? Can she deliver on this? But to be honest, more often than not, the women in my office, in my space, deliver and have continued to prove themselves over and over and over again. We multitask. I do litigation on one hand, I do ADR on another hand. I'm working with FIDA and working with different women groups on another hand. I'm caring for my children. I've stated on this particular program in the past years alone, more often than not alone. I am doing my entrepreneurship alone, managing all of that alone. So it is really not acceptable that anybody comes to me with the stereotype of, oh, I can't deliver. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. I have proven myself, and women have proven themselves over and over and over again.
Wow. Now, that's a very interesting one. But let me pick it from this angle. All this multitasking of a team, there are quite challenges.
Yes.
And you need extra strength
and support,
extra courage to be able to carry them out. How are women actually coping with this?
For me and my close associates who are career women, we agree that we can't do everything all by ourselves. We need support. We need, especially from the perspective of a married woman, you need the support of your spouse, your husband, to be able to do so much. And when that support is lacking, you feel really choked up, you really feel overwhelmed with every other thing that you have to do and are expected to deliver on. Imagine not having the support of my husband to be here. I won't be here. Imagine not having the support of my husband to do my agricultural, entrepreneurial things. I won't be there. And I may want to, regardless of, okay, he's not supporting, let's find a way around it. You're going to encounter so many problems. For example, in my entrepreneurial aspect of my life, I need hands, I need laborers, I need finance to be able to put into what I do. I need supervision. So more often than not, you need this support. Now, it shouldn't be that we are expected to go cap in hand begging for support from maybe our significant other, maybe associate, maybe friend. It should be given on a platter because we are doing all of this, not just for ourselves, for the home front, for the family, for the society. So this support should ordinarily just be given. That's my honest take. It shouldn't be a question of fighting for support. We're doing all of this for all of us.
But now let me take it from there. You're talking about, this is supposed to just come naturally. But we're in a world where people believe nothing is earned without being worked or fought for. Do you think it's something that's just should, even the men also need support, need everything, and yet they strive to get it?
Yes. Now, I'm doing ABCD, for example. Do you see potential in this ABCD venture? If you do, does it benefit you directly? Does it benefit the immediate community? Does it benefit the larger community? If the answers to these questions are sincerely in the affirmative, then why should I have to beg? Shouldn't your support come by virtue of seeing even your benefits, your own gain? It should come naturally. That's what I'm saying, because it benefits you. It makes life easy for you. It makes life easy for all of us. If I wasn't doing this, for example, your colleague has been to my farms. If I wasn't doing all of that, we would have to go to Ogbese. We would have to go to Owena every 5 market days. We would have to go to Owena Igbaraoke every 5 market days to source for food that you will also eat as the head of the family. And then I am here, 5 steps away from the corridor of the house. I am to harvest the yams that you could have driven to Igbaraoke for. Do I still need to beg you for your support? Does this not benefit you? So I think that, except of course if you're saying, look, I am that jealous, I can't, no. I am so envious of how much she does this. I am, no, it shouldn't be a woman, it should be me doing this, except that. And even at that, I haven't stopped you.
You can assist.
This is a house you brought me into. This is a marriage you brought me into. So, lead, and you will see if the woman, me, would not support. Is there a venture you're undertaking that we would not have to sit round table as a family and discuss and agree and see, oh, these are the pros, these are the cons. Regardless of the cons, let's do this. And you're sure you have my support. But more often than not, when it is me who wants to do this, you want to
let her do it herself.
Push it away. Reserve your support. And let's see if she can survive. Trust me, a woman determined will survive.
But Debbie, don't you think if a woman that is not asking for help, it should be taken advantage of, and it overwhelms that woman?
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
Like, I see so many women now, the man will like, okay, do it yourself. You know, some women don't like debt. Maybe they ask for house rent. I can do it, let me do it. If you do it once,
thank you.
Allow you to do
Thank
everything.
you. I tell my friends that my mother said, in this marriage that you're going into, take some time before you're going to be able to do certain things by yourself. Because when you come with the strength that, look, I can pay tuition, don't worry, I can sort that out, I can do this, I can do this. In no distant time, you will be the one paying tuition from kindergarten through to PhD.
Yeah.
More often than not, the men would leave you alone because, oh, she can't actually do it. So the trick for me is do some, be unable, even if you're able to do others, especially the bigger ones. That way, you may be able to get some support. And then ultimately, in the long run, looking back, you'll see that, look, we as a family, I and my husband and my children have been able to achieve this much.
Okay. Now, that's home front.
Okay.
Yes, that's home front. That's home front. Because in the workspace, yes. I know where you're going to now.
Yes.
In the workspace, what do I need really that I don't have in the workspace, that I necessarily need my male colleague to oblige me, to enable my work move smoothly? What? I'm a professional, you're a professional. We're in this office together. We have all the resources that are provided for undertaking this particular job. If those resources are provided, and then I have a challenge, and the challenge is such that if Mr. A, who is a man, is unwilling to oblige, Mrs. B, who is a woman and has been in this same space as long as Mr. A has been, can oblige me. Why do I not go to her? I'm saying this and I have a picture in my head. In my workspace, I have a colleague, an older woman. She's good at her job. She's very good at her job. So by the time you ask a man, look, sir, where is the authority I can use to do ABCD? And he's dilly-dallying. And she has never failed. Go to Mama Lo. and you will find the authority that the man was holding. She has it.
So do we confidently say that women are supporting women?
Yes, absolutely. I agree. There are instances that women may not support women. But I don't think it's in situations like this. Okay. Sometimes there are backgrounds to women not supporting women. It isn't always that, oh, Folashade just saw Debbie and Debbie asked for ABCD and then she's choosing not to oblige. No, I don't think so. More often than not, there are backgrounds that are not amplified, that people don't know about. But people choose to say, oh, because she has refused, oh, they are women, it's women that's doing their thing. There are more often than not backgrounds to why women are seemingly not supporting other women.
Let me take that issue of women not supporting women from this angle. It is often perceived, I may be wrong, that there's much of rivalry among women. There's much of this kind of rivalry. I
beg to differ, because on what basis are we having rivalry? On what basis are we contesting what? This is how I see it. I had a discussion with someone yesterday and we mentioned competition. On what basis are we competing, honestly speaking?
No, you are talking about the ideal. But
yes.
That's the
reality. No. Let's even go to
the reality.
What is the reality? You're competing that you're finer than me? Absolutely you are.
We have our differences.
Yes. You're competing that you're taller than me? It's evident. You're competing that you're smarter than me? In what way? Task her and task me.
We all have something special.
We will all deliver. That's the most important thing. And we're delivering to you, and you're going to identify two distinct, important, special, different things for that project. And so I don't think there is the ideal of, oh, there's rivalry and there's the ideal of, no. I don't believe in that. And as grown, matured women, why do we need to have rivalries about what? If anything, we need to come together, hold our hands together, brainstorm together, and navigate the path ahead of us, because sincerely, honestly speaking, no man anywhere is going to give any woman anything on a platter. If you're given a particular thing and it seems to you like, oh, this is so awesome, trust me, he has a billion of that he has chosen to hoard, hide, keep away from you. So it wasn't given to you on a platter. Not on any basis that you were more beautiful than who? No. So nothing comes to us on a platter.
Well, let me also take us on this issue. I want to dive a bit into the political space now.
Yes.
Yes. Currently, there is the public hearing going on in many parts of the country.
Yes.
First, yesterday, particularly on those states, we had our own with the House of Representatives. And one of the issues women raised with the constitutional review is we want special seats in the legislature, particularly.
Yes.
And at the national level, at state level, and maybe by the time the local government comes back fully at the local level too, we want special seat for women. Let me ask, how realistic is this? Then how do you think we can achieve this? Because in choosing leaders, everybody wants to look at who is the best that can lead us. Are we not going to say, because you are a woman, even in our own constituency, we have a man that we feel should be able to do it. But because of that, we must just jettison that man and give it to a woman. Or how do we determine which place or which constituency gives
to be reserved
its own seat to a woman?
Well, I recognize that, first off, I was at that program. and I saw the number of guests that were women. And because most of us sat in the same space, around the same place. Now, when they were calling out for different groups to come out to make representations as to what they would want in the constitutional review to reflect and affect them directly, I was baffled at this number of women that came out. There were tens of thousands of men, of course this is an exaggeration, to 2 women in most of the groups that came out. It baffled me. Particularly, I paid attention to Nolge. I saw 2 women only came out when they called Nolge. And I was amazed. Now, how realistic is your question? It is quite realistic to have women contest for seats. Women who truly would have earned these seats. It's not just going to be women on a platter. Oh, give it to them because they are the lesser, weaker vessel. No. There are women who are qualified to actually be given this. But I am not even saying on a platter. In all of the constituencies, both at the National Assembly and at the state houses of assembly, there are capable hands that can deliver much more than the men. May I quickly refer you to the speech or the presentation of the Commissioner of Women Affairs? I listened to her, and when she was talking, she said, competent and capable women. Do you want to tell me, honestly, in your constituency, there is no woman that is competent, that is capable, that is willing, that is able and ready to deliver on the needs of your constituency? No woman? There are multiple of them. But you would rather. Do you want to tell me before a primary election is conducted on the platform of all in our local constituencies, women don't vie? They do. But what do the men do? They push them away. Very easily. It's the easiest to do. If you're pushing a fellow man, you come with some subtle, But if it's a woman, we tell her to go and sit down. We'll give it to Alakija. Next year, we'll give it to the other. When the election circle comes, we'll give it to Lagbaja. Thereafter, we may wish to consider her. The best they do is make a woman leader somewhere in one of the markets somewhere. Let her be Yaloja or something there. So this is realistic. Now, it is not a question of, which constituency is going to reserve. In each constituency, shouldn't there be a level playing field for women to come and you men don't push them away? Shouldn't there be? Now, let's hope that this goes and passes. We wouldn't need to say constituency B in so zone reserved for women. You will have women in their thousands come out to contest on the basis of manifesto, on the basis of capability, on the basis of the ability to deliver on the promises. Who knows the needs of a local community more than a woman? Who? Trust me, it is a woman. And if you're being honest, you will agree that it is a woman.
Okay. Looking at the population of women, the realistic one, not the ones that attended, though, because some were silenced from going there, due to one factor or the other, the kids, the home, and all that. So if we look at our population, our influence, women, we have this, but we don't know the power that we have in us, then the capability.
Yes.
Don't you think instead of begging for seats, we can fight for this seat? And how can that be possible?
Thank you very much. I think that is the why there. That is the essence of that public hearing. I mean, why I agree that some women had reasons not to be there I obviously didn't had reasons not to be, but I chose to be. And again, maybe I had certain conveniences that other women did not have.
Then awareness, some didn't know what was happening.
Yes, but I was very women, a particular set of Ijaw women. They are fish sellers. They were dressed in their beautiful colors and were there. I don't know if they understood what was necessarily going on, but I was very excited to see them there. Now, if we have her lawyer friends, and I introduced them to my lawyer friends, and if we have forums where we have these groups meeting up, these groups of women who are maybe not educated, maybe indigent, maybe not exposed enough, come to meet the ones who are exposed, who know what we are talking about. I think that it is in no distant time.
Yes.
Women will be able to do so much for themselves. Women will be able to have representative positions in politics, and we won't have to be asking you to reserve just one seat. We will have taken everything.
Soon, we have men in Senate leadership, a House of Rep, and other top positions. Do you see women occupying those places?
Absolutely. I think it's about time I go back to my village.
Same here.
Village. I'll go back there. They need to know they have a daughter somewhere, and she's doing so much for that community. And if this scales through, believe it, I will go back to that village.
Thank you very much for that. But I love the question that Shade asked, because that was what was actually in my mind in terms of your population. But you also brought out an issue when you were discussing. You're talking about some women back there that might not be too exposed and too educated. But we sit on the television, we sit on the radio talking all this one. What are those? Going to people practically, mobilizing from grassroots is different from just sitting down here, talking, everybody listen to us, we entertain, we educate, we do whatever on the television or on the radio. What do you see women, how do you see women being able to carry this campaign to the grassroots, mobilize people? That even on the day of whatever election or campaign, when a man is coming to say this, they say, no. It is our women.
The population will scare them away.
Yes. Now, I think that the referencing my fish friends, I don't know how they heard about it, because I personally did not discuss with them. But I know who they are, and I know their connection to their communities. And that is why I was very joyous seeing them there. I would like to believe that the other groups of women that were there also have connections to the grassroots, where in a short while, as they closed and went home, they're going to talk about what they saw. They're going to ask questions, and then the ripple effect is the grassroots, the riverine communities, the interiors, the villages get to have an idea about the goings on when it comes to this reserved seat for women. And ultimately, it enables women to mobilize, to come together, and to have this kind of women representation that we're yearning for, like this.
Thank you very much, Debbie. I'm sorry, I'm more comfortable with Debbie because I don't
want
to... Okay, I think we are about rounding up this segment now, but before we leave, what will be your parting word to your fellow women and to the society at large?
I'm going to really focus my parting words to women on particularly this public hearing. In all of the states, in all of the zones that this public hearing is going on, may I use this opportunity to encourage as many women groups, as many civil society organization groups that focus on the rights and well-being of women and children to come out, attend these public hearings, make representations, ask questions, and go back home with an understanding that, again, we women are an endangered species in every sphere of Nigeria, and it's about time we liberate ourselves and get to represent ourselves politically, so that our communities, our children, our homes are better than we have had in the past.
Well, thank you very much for being our guest this morning. I hope that when we invite you next, you have obliged your invitation, because I want to hear this your vibrant opinions once again.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been wonderful having you with us on the weekly mirror segment of Dynamic Diet, and right now the entertainment segment comes up. Please don't go away.